Okay, first and foremost, I want to give all honors and praises and glory belongeth to my Lord and Savior, whose name is Yahweh by Sham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Wahavakar Kwadash. The name of the Heavenly Father is Yahweh, and his Son's name is Yahweh Shai. And double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone that teach us truth well, and that continue to teach us truth well, and to the hopeful elect across the globe, and to the few, the very few brothers and sisters listening and also learning across the globe. There's going to be a variety of topics. Okay? I really did want to take this one outside, but look, the pollen levels are so high, it just disturbed me from bringing out this word. So I thought, you know what? This is just going to be a little sit down of various topics. And Lord willing, this will be edifying. But I want to talk upon the things that are happening. A lot is happening. Okay, you got the G7 meetings. Okay, which they call it a security meeting. Okay, and when you go into that word security, what's it go into? From the condition of being secure. From Latin securitas, from securus, free from care. Secure. So what is Esau trying to secure? What's he trying to hold on to? His system. Okay. And what's his full sense of security? He uses that word security as a means of deceiving the masses. Okay? We need to protect you. No. Esau doesn't use security to protect you. It's for the otherwise. He uses it for otherwise. To spy on you, to keep tracks on you, okay, to gather your data, okay, that's why he uses it. So we're going to go straight to Romans 10, Baba Kasha. Romans 11, Baba Kasha. Romans 11 and 4. Start at 3. Lord, they have killed thy prophets. Okay. And the wicked of our own people, that's what they done. And dig down our altars. And I am left alone. And they seek my life. Okay. That's what they done. To what? Elijah, they were seeking his life. It's the same thing again today. Verse 4. But what saith the answer of the Most High unto him? I have reserved to myself 7,000 men that are of the elect, who have not bowed the knee to the image of Baal, okay, to these demons and to this system. The image of Baal today would be what? The modern day technology, the RFID chip, this system. So you're going to have men that are not going to do that. Okay, even so then at this present time, also there is a remnant. So there's a remnant according to the scriptures, according to election of grace. So there's a remnant according what to the election of grace. Okay, and mercy, because the elect, they're going to be shown mercy on this side. Okay, and that's why we say hopeful elect. Excuse me. So we're going to get straight to this. Yeah, the G7 meetings, it's all a big thing in disguise. Okay, you got that woman, I forgot her name, what's it, Levon or something, looking demonic as hell with her red eyes. Okay, you got all these other leaders, what, meeting. Okay, and what are they discussing? Their plans of a new world order. That's what it is. Okay, because Esau, remember, he controls the narrative of the news. So again, he's going to push out, oh yeah, we need to do something about the COVID. Now it's more than that. The G7 meeting had nothing to do with the COVID. Was the COVID mentioned in that meeting? Yes, but there's more to it. There's more to the meetings than the COVID-19 or whatever you want to call it. So bear me just a minute. Let's start at Job 5 and 14. They're planning, they're scheming. Okay? Job 5 and 12. We're going to start at Job 5 and 12. Let's start off on 11. To set up on high those that be low. That's what Yahushua is coming to do. He's setting up those that are on what? High, that be low. So those that are low, they're going to be on high. That's why this truth is about humility. Okay, a lot of men, they want to come to the truth, but they don't want to go through, they don't want to be humble. But they want to know all these different scriptures, but they don't want to humble themselves. This word promotes pride. Okay, remember, we need mercy, man. That's what we're seeking. Okay, forget about all that vainglory stuff. As long as you're of that number, as long as you're of the elect, that's all that matters. Why are you doing this for vainglory? But anyway, let's stick to the topic. That those which mourn may be exalted to safety. Those that are mourning, they're going to be exalted to safety. They're going to be protected. Okay. Verse 12, he disappointed the devices of the crafty. And the devices, word for devices is mashama. 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 Evil plot, scheme, wicked plan. Okay. So he disappointed the devices of the crafty so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. So he ain't going to be able to perform that enterprise that he's seeking to perform. He ain't going to be able to perform that. Okay. Does this mean the chip ain't gonna? The chip's gonna be issued out, and those that get chipped are gonna be chipped, the undesirables. But the elect are gonna be kept from them. And the counsel of the froward is carried headlong. Wait me just a minute. So that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. What's Esau's enterprise? His business venture. He wants the masses chipped. This is what he wants. Verse 13. He taketh the wise in their own craftiness. So Esau is going to be taken in his own crafty. Because this man is a crafty man. This man's a serpent. This man's a snake. Okay? So their hands cannot perform their enterprise. And what's Esau's enterprise? His new world order, his venture, where he plans to fulfill. Okay? But it says Yahushua is going to disappoint it. So does this mean, Esau is going to chip people, but Yahushua is going to put what? An end. He's going to put an end to it. Okay? He's going to stop him in his tracks. Okay? They meet, bear with me, verse 13, he taketh the wise in their own craftiness. This is the beautiful thing about this. Yahushua controls everything, and he's going to be taking the wise in their own craftiness. Esau, Edom. And the counsel of the froward is carried headlong. So everything Esau's doing, he's going to come to no avail. Something's carried headlong. It doesn't fully play out. It's not going to come to fruition. They meet with darkness in the daytime. So if you're meeting with darkness in the daytime, what's that? Wickedness, evil. You can equate this with the G7 meetings. That's meeting with darkness in the daytime. Okay? Because these meetings, they have been in the daytime. They've been at what? At noon. And grow up in a noonday as in the night. Okay? So that's part of what their wicked agendas. Okay, that they're pushing out. Excuse me, just a minute. Oh man, so that's part of their wicked agenda. Okay, them groping at noonday, as in the night. Okay. Excuse me. Verse 15, but he saveth the poor from the sword. So Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to save the poor from the sword, from that destruction. Okay? From the hands of our enemies. From their mouth. And from the hand of the mighty. Esau right now is mighty. So the poor have hope, and iniquity stoppeth her mouth. So they're going to be saved from the hand of the mighty. Let's quickly go to Psalms. See if we can find it quickly. We can prove who the mighty is. Oh, Psalms 52. Why boastest thyself in mischief? So, again, these meetings that have been having, that's what the leaders boasting themselves in mischief. And you know why it's so subtle? Because it's so subtle, but it's so in front of your face. They're showing you. Yeah, we're having meetings. They're doing deals. And you have America that has sold out their nation a long time ago. In trillions of debt. This society is at our all-time, wickedness is at our all-time high. Okay? Psalm 52. Why boastest thyself in mischief, O mighty man? So Esau's known as a mighty man. He has a military. Okay? The earth is being given into these hands. So what? He's a mighty man. He has power. Okay? The goodness of the Most High endureth continually. Didn't you know that? The goodness of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai, excuse me, endureth continually. Okay? Didn't you know that? Huh? This is what Esau don't realize. Verse 2, thy tongue deviseth mischiefs. Okay, in other words, evil, wickedness, deceit, guile, trickery. Thy tongue deviseth, in other words, planneth, frameth, mischief, mischiefs. In other words, evil. Excuse me. Like a sharp razor. Okay. And what does a sharp razor do? Slice. Okay. You don't just cut it. A sharp razor slices an incision. It incisions worse than getting dripped. Okay. This is how Esau's mouth. This is how it works. So when he says something, there's always a ulterior motive behind what he says. Why? Because he's the devil. Okay? Working deceitfully. So this man, everything he's doing, it is deceitfully. And it says, you know, so it says working deceitfully as well. Working deceitfully, that love is evil more than good. So Esau, his whole thing, this is how he was created, to love evil more than good. Okay, and you can see that by his philosophies. You got this silly flipping Pride Month or whatever you want to call it. Esau's promoting that because love is evil more than good. So he promotes these things. And lying, okay, because he's a liar. Beginning with Cain, when he slew his brother, what did he say? Am I my brother's keeper? He lied. Okay, like a deceitful razor working deceitfully. That love is evil more than good, and lying rather to speak righteousness. Salah. That love is all devouring words. And devouring words, you can equate that with what? Flattery. Okay? And that's what this society is about, flattery. Not telling people the truth. Keeping them in the dark. Oh, deceitful tongue. This man is a deceitful tongue. Verse 5. Most High shall likewise destroy thee forever. So Esau, you're going to be destroyed forever. And there's nothing you can do to run away from that judgment. He shall take thee away. Okay? And pluck thee out of thy dwelling place. So Esau, you're going to be destroyed forever. And shall take thee away and pluck thee out of thy dwelling place. And where's Esau's dwelling place right now? America. Okay? And also he's in the land of Israel. So he's also going to be plucked out of that land also. Okay? And pluck thee out of thy dwelling place and root thee out of the land of the living, which is Israel. Okay? So you're not going to be placed there anymore. Verse 6, the righteous also shall see and fear. Okay? And shall laugh at him. And that also, who does that equate to? The righteous? The elect. Because while this is all happening, the elect are going to be what? On the firmament. It tells you that in Revelations 15 and 16. Looking at the destruction of our enemies. We're going to see this. Okay, Lord willing is what? Lord willing. Okay. Lo, this is the man that made not the Most High his strength. So we're seeing right now in this society that Esau, he doesn't really want to acknowledge. He knows there's a higher power, but he doesn't want to acknowledge it because he's the devil. Okay, everything that's good, they want to do the opposite. Okay, this is the man that made not the Most High his strength, but trusted in the abundance of his riches, and riches are not going to save you. Riches are not going to save you, and strengthened himself in his wickedness. So when it says strengthen himself in his wickedness, what was that wickedness? Part of the meetings, okay, them schemes, them plans, his technology, his system, his craft. That was him strengthening himself in his wickedness. You understand? And your riches are not going to save you, because the scriptures tell you that. What's it? Proverbs 11:4. Okay. Let's start at Proverbs 11:2. When pride cometh, and Esau, he's prideful, very prideful. And the scriptures tell you about this truth. You have to be humble. Remember who gave us this truth. Remember who woke us up. Every day you wake up, you should be saying, Tawadi by Shem Yahabashai, for bestowing such beautiful knowledge upon us. We can never do enough. And that's the truth. We can never do enough. And you still got men, the majority of men in Great Millstone, they're still lukewarm. So again, that's not showing gratitude. That's not showing appreciation. And you not wanting to do this work efficiently, that's an act of defiance. That's pride. See, there's many levels to pride. You're just doing this work when it suits you. That's pride. When pride cometh, then cometh shame. That's when that shame comes. But with the lowly is wisdom. So it lets us know, with the lowly is wisdom. With those that are humble. Those that are not all out there, wanting to be seen. You know? Yeah, because you hear men saying, yeah, we live. So what if you're live? Alright, you're live, but are you alive in the spirit? You're live. You think Yahushua cares if you're alive? This is about Yahushua. It's not about pushing yourself. It's not about fame. We live. But with the lowly is wisdom. So with the lowly, the Lord Yahushua, he bestows more wisdom upon the lowly. They're more able to judge. I'm not saying nobody that's on high can judge, but their judgment is more messed up because they're on high. Okay? They can no longer see. That's why Yahushua always talked about taking that low seat. The integrity of the upright shall guide them, but the perverseness of the transgressor shall destroy them. Verse 4, riches profit not in the day of wrath. See, your riches are not going to deliver you, Esau. Your riches are not going to deliver. They do not profit in a day of wrath. So when them missiles hit ground zero, okay, that's it. You're not going to be able to plead with Yahushua. You're not going to be able to plead with Russia. Okay. You're not going to be able to do that. Riches are not going to save you. This is what Esau don't understand. But righteousness deliver from death. So that's what's going to deliver the elect, their righteousness, the effort they have shown. See, it matters now. It matters now. It matters what you do now. You know? The effort you put in now. Because when that time comes, you're going to have a lot of men that say, well, I didn't do enough. Your own conscience is going to prick you. I didn't really do enough. Well, if that's the mindset, do it now. Do everything you can now. What's stopping you? No, it's not down to works. But the men of the Lord, the true prophets of the Lord, the disciples, they had great works. How do you know that? Because if you read the scriptures, you're reading of their works. Cappadocia, Thyatira, Philadelphia, Ephesians, Corinthians. These were great works. They were ministers. They were servants. This truth is about serving. Not just take. You got men that just want to take. They don't want to give anything out. What do you offer? What do you bring to the table? What do you offer to the ministry? Okay? Are you offering your time? Are you offering your care? Are you offering your diligence? Are you offering your sincerity? All these things are important. Excuse me. Excuse me just a minute. Yeah, it's about offering your time. You know, because time is. I've always said this. Time is precious because you can't get it back. And another thing, faith is precious. So, what are you doing with your time? Are you exercising faith? Are you reading? You're in a chapter a day. You know, all these things are things that keep you in the spirit, that keep you striving. All these things matter. You understand? Bear me just a minute. All these things matter. Okay? Bear me just a minute. Got to give it all. We've got to give all we have. Let's go to Proverbs 13. Again. Proverbs 13 and 9. The light of the righteous rejoiceth. Okay. The light of the righteous rejoiceth. Wherever your mind is, that's where your heart's going to be. So also. Okay. So like wherever your treasure is. Your treasure is His word. So the light of the righteous rejoiceth. Excuse me. But the lamp of the wicked shall be put out. This man's system. What's Esau's lamp? What's his light? His system. Without his system, he's done. He's through. Okay? He's through. Okay? And he knows that. Okay? And what's the workforce of Esau's system? Us. Well, his workforce. That's why he has something called slaves. A slave is a workforce. Okay? But he's trying to do away with that and what? Control humans with what? Tech. His system. He's trying to make you a slave to his system, which is what? Technology. Trying to have you controlled. What's he doing now? Replacing machine with man. And having man become a servant to machine. This is all a part of transhumanism. Agenda. Trans means to change. Humanism. Okay? Agenda. Trying to make man live forever. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. That's why this man's a devil. And guess what? The elect are going to live forever. The elect are going to live forever. And so like it, and all the other nations. Okay? Immortality. That's what transhumanism is about. Immortality. Well, the elect, they're going to have immortality. Okay? Because Yahushua created that. Immortality. But it's through righteousness. How can you have this Esau? He thinks he could do all this wickedness and bring forth immortality. You do know the reason we die? Because of sin. And that's the beautiful thing about the new covenant. The laws are going to be written in our inward parts, so we're not going to go off. So guess what? We're going to be righteous. And that's going to bring forth immortality. But Esau, he wants to bring forth immortality through wickedness. Wickedness, you don't establish immortality life through wickedness. How does that work? You see why this man needs to be taken down? Immortality comes from righteousness. That's why Yahushua, he was immortal. He rose from the dead. He's the first begotten. Why was Yahushua immortal? Because he was perfect. He did not sin when he was upon this earth. We in this flesh, we sin. We go off. So we're not fully perfect. But guess what? The elect are perfect through Yahushua. Because the scriptures tell you in Psalm 64 that they secretly shoot at the perfect. So you have men on this earth that are perfect. Or then it wouldn't say they shoot at the perfect. But how are these men perfect? Because they never had their sins imputed unto them. So therefore they were perfect. They were in Yahushua. To be in Yahushua, you're in his words. You're in the truth. You're not in lies. That's what it means to be in Yahushua. Because a lot of men claim to be in Yahushua, but they're not in the truth. They're comfortable with lies. Okay? So where was I? Verse 10, only by pride cometh contention. So a lot of the time, even within camps, you want to know why contention comes about? Because somebody is prideful. Somebody doesn't want to humble down. You do it. If anybody knows me, Karab, bro. The amount of times I've had to be humiliated. And do I throw a misfit? No. And there'd be things you may not even agree with, but you have to deal with it. A lot of men, they haven't been humble, they've been spoiled. They snuck up in it, because the scriptures talk about certain men that have crept in unaware. You creeping unaware, that means you're not really coming in the right avenue. Okay, the right way. There's a certain way. All men come into this truth. There's a certain way. I had to stay outside of the camp for about 2 years. Maybe 2 years and a half. Learning, studying, being tried. Because when you're outside of the camp, guess what? That's that vetting process. People are trying your spirit outside of the camp. So I wanna put this out there. You brothers that are outside of camps, don't think for 1 minute brothers ain't trying your spirit. Brothers are trying your spirit. Okay? Seeing if you're learning, seeing if you're willing to grow. If you had to force yourself to get into a camp, then obviously something is not right. You had to force yourself. Most men that came into the camp, it happened naturally. It just happened naturally. They were not trying to force it. If you're trying to force it, then obviously something's wrong. That's why the scripture says certain men crept in unaware. Okay? Anyway, let's continue. Only by pride cometh contention, squabbling, envy. That comes through pride. But with the world advised. Someone that's well advised. So if you're well advised in the scriptures, and you're going to have counsel, is wisdom. So with the well advised is wisdom. Okay? Wealth gotten by vanity shall be diminished, and Esau, that's how he got his wealth, by vanity, by robbing, by stealing, by murdering. Tells you that in John 10? John 10 and 10. The thief cometh not but to steal and to kill and to destroy. And you could also equate that with Israelites as well, because they want to take what you have. Okay? But they can't. Where was I? But he that gathereth by labour shall increase. Okay? And that's, you can equate that with this truth as well. But he that gathereth by labour shall increase. And the men, Lord, they're going to increase. Verse 12, hope deferred maketh the heart sick. Quickly go into that word deferred, Babakashah. And I hope this is edifying. Deferred. See if we can get this up. Deferred, baby, just a minute. Put off, to put off. Okay, deferred, delayed. So hope delayed, because we know. Look, the men, Lord, we know Yahushua is coming. Okay, he's coming. Okay, so it says hope deferred maketh the heart sick, the mind sick, because we want Yahushua to come. We want Yahushua to come. So knowing that, and especially seeing everything around you, look, we already know the end result. We know the end result. We know the meaning of life. Look, bro, you understand how important this truth is. We already know the whole meaning of life. We already know that. Okay. We know what happens to you when you die. We know what happens of the spiritual realm. So hope deferred maketh the heart sick. We know how things should be. We already know how things should be. Can you imagine, and it's not going to happen now, but can you imagine right now if Esau just handed the kingdom over to us? Can you imagine that change that would come if he, right now today, Esau said, look, I'm going to have the hopeful elect that are teaching this words rule over us. Can you imagine that? But that's going to be a reality. Things would change instantly. And that's what we're waiting for, that change. Everlasting righteousness. Hope deferred maketh the heart sick. So you wonder why we're sick? Because we're waiting. We're suffering patiently. But when the desire cometh, it is the tree of life. Verse 13. Whoso despiseth the word shall be destroyed. And our own people, they despise this word. The own word that's good for them. And the word is Yahushua. You despise these scriptures. That means you despise Yahushua, because Yahushua is the word. And when he was on the earth, he was the word walking about. Okay? But he that feareth the commandment shall be rewarded. Excuse me. Okay? And our people, they don't possess the fear of the Lord, because if they did, nobody would have to tell you, bro, are you doing your videos? You know, that's another part of the fear of the Lord. Because if you have the fear of the Lord, you're going to do what you have to do. You're going to get out in the highways and byways. You're going to do your video. You're going to go whether it's a field or a lake or wherever you're going to go, and you're going to do your videos. Or it's a sit down. You're going to do it. That's all a part of the fear of the Lord. Because a man may say, well, I'm not eating pork anymore, but are you doing the work? Yeah, that's good. You're not eating pork. You're not lining up your bed, but are you doing the work? It's very important. Here it is. This is it. Here it is. You have this faith. So, where is this faith? Why aren't it being displayed, the faith that you have? Bear me just a minute. I want to look for something. Because if you have faith, that faith needs to be displayed. Okay? That's the whole meaning of faith. Okay? The substance of things not seen but hopeful. If you have enough faith, you're going to display it. Excuse me. See if I can find it. Give me just a minute. Okay, where was it? Luke 19. Luke 19 and 47. Okay, this is Luke 19 and 47. And it says, and he taught daily in the temple. So Yahushua daily, every single day he was teaching in the temple. Don't the scriptures say mark the perfect man? So if you're marking the perfect man, and you're going to be seeking to do the same thing daily, ain't nobody telling you to do 4 or 5 videos a day. One video a day. Doesn't need to be 20 minutes long. Could be 5 minutes long. Really, it should be longer. Could be 10 minutes long. That's more acceptable. 1 video a day. You can't do that for your Yahushua. You can't take 10, 15, 20 minutes of your day for your Yahushua. Come on. And he taught daily in the temple. But the chief priests, here we go. The chief priests will always pop up on the scene. Because who was giving Yahushua the most trouble? The chief priests. And the scribes and the chief of the people. So these were heads. Okay? Sought to destroy him. And it's the same thing in his truth today. Because everybody's coming back in their role, in their lot. So it's the same thing today. Okay? You have men that are envious at you just for doing the work. They envy that. Okay? And they sought to destroy him, could not find what they might do. So they could not see, they were seeking to destroy, but they could not find what they might do. So that means they were trying to come up with different schemes, false witnesses. It's the same thing in this truth today. Same thing. Okay? And if you think, I want to throw this out there, if you think you're going to go to the apostles secretly and talk shit, or this brother's this and that, the Lord's just going to fucking destroy you for that. Okay? The Lord's just going to destroy you for that, because the scripture says, who shall lay anything to the charge of the Most High's elect? You think men of Lord don't see what's going on? You have other men that got demons in their mind, and they're trying to destroy other men. You know? That's what they're trying to do. Why? Because you're of your father the devil, and could not find what they might do. Okay? So if they could not find what they might do, that means they were making stuff up. They could not find what to do, what to say. For all the people were very attentive to hear him. So it's the same with the men of the Lord. People are very, very attentive to hear us, and don't fret. Alright, the 0 views, 1, 2 views. The only reason that's happening is because Esau, he's blocking it. He doesn't want people to listen to you. And he doesn't want you to think people are listening, to try and discourage you. And it's not just Esau. You also got those that are working for Esau as well, that are being paid off, that are being paid to flag our channels and do this and do that. Okay? The answer to Esau, that gather intel for Esau. We know what's going on. Come on, man. We know what's going on. But all things need to be fulfilled. Why? Because this is prophecy. Okay? This is prophecy. Okay? And this is what happened back 2,000 years ago. They were doing the same thing to Yahushua. Bear me just a minute. They didn't want to lose their position. Okay? They didn't want to lose their position. See if I can find it. This is Luke 20, and this is Luke 20 also. Luke 20 and 20. And they watched him. So Yahushua was being watched. So if they were watching him, and this is 2,000 years ago, and you know history repeats itself, nothing is new underneath the sun. If they were watching him, wouldn't it be the same thing today? That means the same men that were doing that today, they were going to be doing that now. Watching us. Okay? And sent forth spies watching us, having convulsions and shit. Okay? Okay? And sent forth spies. So they actually sent forth spies. So, this is what you've got to realize. For 1 minute, don't think that you don't have wicked Pharisees, wicked men in this truth that will send forth spies within camps to spy you out. Don't think that's not happening for 1 minute. You know? To do an investigation on you. Don't think men are not doing that. It says they sent forth spies, so you have other wicked men that have sent forth other spies in this truth to spy you out, which should feign themselves just men. So feign means pretend. These are not just men. It says feign, pretend, false, that they might take hold of his words. So if you're taking hold of someone's words, that means you're going to have individuals that are watching every single one of your I'm not one or two, every single one of your videos, trying to catch you in your words. But these words of Yahushua, they don't contradict each other, so you can't really catch us out on our words, can you? The only thing men can do is try to set up false witnesses, and even then they're gonna fail. Okay. Right. So they might deliver him unto the power